Hi everyone, Holly here again. We hope you enjoyed the morning breakout sessions and the Disney princess. Wasn't her voice just amazing? You are now in the session Look, Cook, and Eat with Sue Haas. She's going to be making some delicious recipes and sharing more information, so we hope you enjoy. If you have any questions during the session, go ahead and type those into the chat box and one of our staff will get with Sue after the conference. Again, please remember to mute yourself and turn off your camera during the presentation. We really appreciate it. We will also pop a few links into the chat box. So if you're interested in the silent auction, it's still going on, purchasing some merchandise, or getting a family table for our event later this evening, those will be in the chat. Before we get started, I wanted to share a little bit more about our speaker. Sue is co-founder of Look, Cook, and Eat, an online resource designed to help teach people with learning differences how to cook and be more independent in their daily lives. She has degrees from Gustav Adolphus College in Minnesota and New England Culinary Institute in Vermont. Sue and her partner John have extensive experience in the food publishing industry and are excited to apply those skills. Their dream for LCE is to grow the company to the point where they can employ people with disabilities to create content, produce videos, and handle fulfillment. She lives in Iowa with her 3 cats, sings in a small chamber ensemble, and bakes pies any chance she gets. Sue, thank you so much for this presentation. I'm really excited to see those recipes. And without further ado, we will go ahead and get started with Look, Cook, and Eat.
Hello, self-advocates. I'm so glad to see you. It's been a couple of years since I've been to a Chromosome 18 conference, and I'm thrilled to be back. It's a little different right now because we're not all together, but hopefully in the next year or so, we'll be making more progress in actually meeting together. But for today, I'm really glad to see you. I don't know if out there Devin Lacey is in the house or Becky Hunt. Those are just couple of the people that I remember from past conferences, and I know I met a lot of you. I should have reviewed my list just to say hello, but I hope you're out there, and I'm really happy to meet you if you're a new person. So welcome. My name is Sue, and Sue Haas, and I am co-founder of Look, Cook, and Eat. It's a website designed to help people with learning differences learn to cook and be more independent in the kitchen. And we're going to talk a little bit about Look, Cook, and Eat as we go through this session. But I'm here today to show you a couple of recipes that you can actually find on our site. And just to kind of introduce you to cooking, I don't know, a lot of you are probably living with friends or with family members maybe, and maybe you cook dinner once a week for those folks that you live with, or maybe you're living by yourself. And cooking is an important part of learning to be independent. And I'm just here to tell you that cooking's a ton of fun, and it's also not as scary or hard as you may think. And I want you to feel like you can do these 2 recipes when we're done today, that you can look at them and go, that looks delicious, and I think I can do it because I saw Sue do it at the conference. So without further ado, today we are going to make 2 things, and they're meant to go together. In Look, Cook, and Eat, we have a series of menus. So there's 3 different recipes for a menu. These 2 recipes aren't together. They're for different menus, but they're going to go together really well. We're going to make crunchy ramen slaw, okay? And we're going to make turkey lettuce wraps, which are kind of like, if you've ever been to P.F. Chang and had their lettuce wraps, it's their signature dish. It's a little bit like that. And they're really simple to make. We've got some really good tips for making them and ideas for how you can eat healthy and not expensively on your own. So normally when we cook 2 different things for a dinner party or just even for dinner, sometimes we'll concentrate on one thing, and then when we go to do the other thing, the first thing we did either gets cold or it gets burned or something like that. So I'm going to try to teach you a little bit today about how to sequence your steps so that you can get everything done at the same time and everything's hot or cold or whatever it's supposed to be for your meal. Okay, so for this, we're going to actually start with the crunchy ramen slaw because it needs a little time in the refrigerator to kind of get really flavorful. So that's the first thing I'm going to do right now. So let's start with that. So for this, you are going to need 8 things. Okay, I'm going to go through them right now. You are going to need a packet of instant ramen noodles. This is chicken flavor. These happen to be low sodium. Okay, so I recommend it if you can find ones that have a little label on them that says low sodium, get those. They're going to be a little healthier for you. These are pretty high in sodium, and so that kind of makes your blood pressure go up, and sometimes it makes you feel swollen and stuff. So retaining water, a lot of sodium is not good in your diet. So I recommend the low sodium one. This is the regular one, also fine, but we're going to put this one away. It is really hailing outside right now, just to let you know. Can you hear that? Oh my gosh. Okay. Ramen, we need a packet. We need some almonds, okay? These are sliced almonds. Now, if you have a nut allergy and you can't eat nuts, you can leave these out. No big deal. You're also gonna need, this is an optional ingredient, but sesame seeds are really delicious in this, okay? These are already roasted. The ones you get in the store are probably not gonna be toasted, and so we'll talk about that in a minute. Then you're gonna need a bag of Asian style coleslaw or salad kit. This is a salad kit and it's actually Thai flavored. Okay, so it's got some Thai tasting things in here. But all of this stuff is like cabbage and carrots and lettuce and things like that. This is great. And we're going to use everything in this bag. Then you're going to need some craisins. Okay, you're going to need a cup of craisins. And you're going to need some Italian salad dressing. Now this bag will also have some salad dressing, which we will use, but a little bit of Italian salad dressing will be good too. Whatever you got in your fridge, if you have it, that's great. The ramen flavoring from here, you're going to need that too. And then you're going to need a little sugar. Okay. All of this is going to happen right here. Okay. So if you are ready to start cooking, I am too. Now, the first thing you're going to need to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Now I've already done that. So I'm going to turn this off and we're going to pretend like it's off. And you're just going to, bake. Everybody's oven is a little different. So that is how I preheat my oven. You're going to have to do that to your oven, however you preheat your oven. All right. And then you're going to need a baking sheet, just like this, a little one. All right, so I'm going to open my ramen packet. And take the bundle of noodles out, just like that, okay? And there's this chicken packet. We're going to need that, so don't do anything with that. And now you're going to break this up onto just use your hands and crumble it onto the baking sheet. Just like that. All right. Now we're going to sprinkle. Once you've got bigger chunks are okay. These are going to be like little ramen croutons in your salad. Really easy and different and yummy. Okay, there's that. Now I'm going to use a 1/4 cup of the almonds. Now, the 1/4 cup measure is probably, you probably have a set of measuring cups. It's the smallest one in your set. If you have a pretty standard set of 4 measuring cups. So I'm just going to use my fingers and I'm going to pinch some of the almonds out. Like that. 1/4 cup, not too much. Okay, almonds are really healthy nut. They have a lot of good fats in them. And the thing about them is I like almonds with all of the flavorings on them, you know, like barbecue and all that. Those are not so healthy, but taste good. But plain almonds taste just fine too. So now the recipe, which you can find on Look, Cook, and Eat, and we also have a way for you to print these recipes on the website. The recipe calls for sesame seeds, and they're going to get toasted. Since these are already toasted, I don't want to toast them again. So I'm just going to leave them off right now. And we're going to take this and put that in the oven for 10 minutes to toast them up. So come with me. And we're going to pop that in the oven. And I'm going to set my timer for 10 minutes right here. And you might have a timer on your phone. That works great. I love timers because otherwise I forget and I let things burn. Ugh. So we're gonna get a little water here. So okay. It's okay. All right. So while that's toasting, while that stuff's in the oven toasting, I am gonna get my salad kit, my Asian salad kit. I can't open it up. There we go. And there's usually a pouch in there with some dressing and some toppings and stuff like that. We're gonna add this to our salad, but I'm gonna take this, what's left, and we're gonna go to the sink and we're gonna wash. I wanna show you guys this really great salad spinner. This is a kitchen tool that I can't live without. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this insert that's in the salad spinner and put it in my sink. And you can do this whenever you have lettuce that you need to wash. And I'm gonna dump all of that stuff into the insert. And now I'm gonna rinse it with cold water. It's important to wash your fruits and vegetables. Even if they say that you can eat them right out of the bag, it's always a good idea to give them a rinse. There can be some not great things that are on your lettuces. So now your lettuce is wet, okay? And lettuce and wet lettuce and dressing don't go together. They don't match up. So I'm gonna put this right in this outer bowl, and then I'm gonna put this on top. Okay. And now I'm just going to pump. Spin. And you can stop it with this button. And I'll show you all of your lettuce is pretty dry, and there's some water in there that you got off of your lettuce, which is great because that way the dressing will stick to your lettuce. So that's all you do. I love a salad spinner. So I recommend having one in your kitchen. Now we're going to just dump this into your big bowl. We want a pretty big bowl for this, just because it makes mixing a lot easier. All right, we still have some time left on our ramen, so we're going to talk a little bit about Look, Cook, and Eat. Like I said, it's a website. So if you go to lookcookandeat.com, you'll find a way to sign up. Membership is $30 a year, and we have all kinds of recipes that are all depicted with videos and pictures and voiceover. So we can cook with you, and you can watch someone cook a dish from start to finish, every single recipe in there. So if you're looking for a buddy in the kitchen, this might be a nice way for you to have one that will help you cook. We've got breakfast dishes like French toast, crunchy French toast with a berry maple syrup. There is sausage broccoli quiche muffins, which are delicious. Fruit salads, lettuce salads, vegetable salads, sloppy joes, all kinds of stuff, pizza, tacos. We have a lot of recipes, and a membership for a year lets you access all of those recipes. You can print them out like this if you want that. You can look at the videos over and over again to help you cook and learn to be a better, more independent person in the kitchen. So check it out if you want. I would love it if you did. So our lettuce is dry and ready to go. Once our ramen noodles are toasted, we're going to take those out and put them in here. Let me see what I have to do here. Wash the coleslaw. All right, and we're going to add our craisins. So we need a cup of craisins. If you're not crazy about craisins, although I've never met anybody who doesn't like craisins, but you might be one of those people. You can use other dried fruit if you prefer a different kind of dried fruit. Raisins are simple though. They're really, you don't have to chop them up. All right. Oh, that was exactly enough. I love it when that happens. All right. There's a cup of craisins right there. And the toasted ramen mix, and then the ramen flavoring. We're going to just sprinkle this ramen flavoring right on top. I think this is from the packet. This is going to add some chickeny kind of flavor, but in a good way. Okay, so you can see what's in that. It's just a little powder. Okay, it's just like seasoning mix. We're just going to sprinkle a little of that in there. You can use it all if you want, or you can just, I think we're just going to use a little bit of it. It can sometimes be a little salty. So, but I'm also going to add some of this crunchy stuff that's in my salad mix. So I've got some toasted coconut here. If you're not crazy about coconut, you don't have to put that in. And then I got a random sampling of these like crunchy bits. There's some cashews in there and little wonton pieces. Those are going to be good in my salad, so I'm going to add them. When we developed this recipe, we could buy Asian style coleslaw in the produce section at the grocery store, but I can't find that now. But I can find all of these salad kits, which they did not have when we developed the recipe. So a lot of times when cooking, you have to make some substitutions. And that can be a frustrating thing if you're not ready for them or prepared for them. But if you go into it thinking, well, I might have to switch things up, or you never have to follow a recipe exactly. You kind of have to follow the directions, but as far as the ingredients go, you can be a little more, you can do what you want. Flexible, thank you. My friend Mark said flexible, and that's the word I was looking for. All right, I'm gonna add my coconut. Oh, I love coconut. I always have. All right, let's take a look and see how our stuff is doing in the oven. Now, the recipe says that you should toast this for 10 minutes. Ovens are all a little bit different. Your oven might be hotter than my oven. Ooh, see how that's getting a little brown and toasty? I'll show you. Those almonds are getting a little bit toasty, and the noodles are getting a little crunchy brown. That's good. That's good. We have 2 more minutes. So let's go ahead and let them go in there for 2 more minutes. And when the timer goes up, we are going to take them out. One of the things that I always have in my kitchen, I think is an essential tool. The salad spinner is one of them. A pair of scissors is another. Oh my gosh. I think every kitchen should have a pair of scissors. Here's what. My hands, and this happens as I've gotten older. So, but some of you might, my grip, I don't grip things very firmly anymore. So like opening this packet of dressing, there's a little tiny tab right there, and I can do that. But some of them are really hard, and I just always just get out the scissors rather than bite it or whatever. This is just what happens when you get older, but get tools that you feel comfortable using. We're going to be using it. we're going to be using a knife in a little bit. And knives are, they can be kind of scary for people, especially if you haven't used them very much. So the more you cook and the more comfortable you are when you, as you cook more and more things, the better you get with a knife. I was not very comfortable with a knife when I started out cooking or when I went to culinary school. But now I feel very confident with a knife. I'd go slow, right? I don't do the big chop, 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 because I will probably end up with no fingers. But as you can see, I have all my fingers, and I've never missed a meal because I have been slow cutting. So, here's our timer. Oh, this looks perfect. This looks perfect. That is exactly what we want. Those almonds are just a little toasty. And as is the ramen noodles, I'm going to turn my oven off now. Don't forget to do that. We don't need the oven anymore. This is a hot pad. You always want a hot pad near your oven. And hot things can be scary too, just like the knives. But the more you do it, the more comfortable you get with it. All right. We're supposed to let this cool a little bit because it's hot right now and it's going to go on top of the salad. But for our sake, let's just sprinkle these on the salad. All right. Awesome. Now I'm going to put this right here, this top, right, just for right now. But here's what I'm going to do. This is a tip. I'm just going to leave my hot pad right on it. And that's a visual clue for me that that pan is hot. So if I came back in a rush and I wasn't really thinking, I would see that pad and I go, oh, that pan is hot. It may not be anymore. Enough time may have gone by. But if I just set it down and didn't have the hot pad on there, I may go grab it right now and that's hot and it would hurt. So I just leave that right there. And that way everybody in the kitchen knows that that pan is hot. Okay. Our salad is almost done. We have everything in the bowl except dressing. Now, your recipe calls for a 1/4 cup of Italian dressing. This is about a 1/4 cup of the dressing that came in your kit, which in my kit was a Thai flavored kit. And I think I'm just going to use this. You can use Italian dressing if you prefer. Thai food is, this has peanut, probably some peanut butter in it. It has a little peanut butter. If you are allergic to peanut butter, probably not a good idea to use this, and you're probably not using almonds either. So if you have an allergy or a food sensitivity, it's always a good idea to read labels. All right, so there's our dressing. I am going to use this spoon and we just stir it up. Now, if it seems a little dry and it looks like I need a little more dressing, I'll use some of my Italian dressing. But I for one, don't love a lot of dressing on my salad. But that's different strokes for different folks. So if you are more of a dressing person and you like a little more on there, by all means, do it. This looks really good. I'm kind of excited about this Thai thing going on. All right, I'm going to add just a skosh of Italian dressing just to give it a little more moisture. You just have to use your judgment, whatever you think, but that will do it. All right, so now I'm going to put this in my refrigerator and put some plastic wrap over the top. You could just put it in a resealable container. Maybe you have some plastic in your cupboard that you put leftovers in, or you have served, bowls with lids on it. That's totally fine. This salad will last for a couple of days in the fridge and it will get a little softer, but it will still taste great. It actually will probably taste better. Of course, my plastic wrap doesn't want to unravel. Okay. Will probably taste better after a couple days, as these kinds of salads often do. All right. Oh, wait, I forgot something. Sesame seeds. All right, 2 tablespoons of sesame seeds. These are, again, optional. If you don't have them at your house and you don't feel like buying them, you don't have to buy them. And again, some people may have a sensitivity to the sesame seed in terms of allergy. And by all means, don't eat it if you do. There may be a little sesame oil in that dressing as well. So you just have to make sure you read labels if you are someone who has an allergy. I'm lucky because I don't have any allergies to food. So I'm grateful for that. But there are some people who struggle or they just, maybe not struggle is the right word. They just have to be mindful of things, and it can be hard sometimes. So, all right, this is ready for the fridge. So we're gonna put that in the fridge. Oh, my fridge needs cleaning. All right, excellent. So give me a second. I'm gonna clean up my mess here, and then we're gonna start in on oh, I forgot the sugar in this too. I think we're fine. I think that had a lot of sugar. Sorry, I totally skipped that part. You're supposed to put 2 tablespoons of sugar in the salad. It's fine where it is. We'll taste it when we're ready. And if we need a little sugar, we'll add it. If it doesn't need sugar, all the better. Now, I'm gonna get cleaned up here a little bit, move some stuff out of the way, and bring in our ingredients for our lettuce wraps. These, again, Look Cook and Eat recipes are designed to have no more than 9 ingredients in them. And also they require no more than 9 very common kitchen tools. So that way, all of the recipes you can make just by one-stop shop grocery store run, or using just really basic kitchen equipment that you probably have at home. So that was our mission with Look Cook and Eat when we develop our Look Cook and Eat recipes. So let's talk a little bit now about the ingredients in our lettuce wraps. We need butter lettuce. I don't know if any of you've seen butter lettuce before, but it's pretty easy to get at the grocery store. If you happen to not find it, you can just use regular romaine lettuce. But this particular lettuce, a lot of times it'll have the roots on it, right? And this is 2 little heads in one. So you really just need 1 pack of these. But the lettuce leaves are really, really delicate and pretty, and they make just a great little cup, okay? So we'll come back to this in a second because we have to clean it up, but I wanted you to see that butter lettuce. Now, this is a great recipe if you have a sensitivity to gluten, because this is a wrap. This doesn't have any gluten in it. So gluten is a protein that's found in flour, and it can really give some people trouble, stomach trouble. So if you have a little gluten trouble, a lettuce wrap is a great solution, or at least an option for this kind of dish, a little taco kind of thing. We're also going to use some vegetable oil, which I have down here. Easy peasy. That's what we're going to saute our turkey in. This is ground turkey breast. Very lean, not a lot of fat, really good protein option. So you could use ground turkey for things that call for ground beef, ground pork. If you want an option that isn't as high in calories, okay, but still good protein and flavorful. This stuff, actually, by flavorful, I mean you can add a lot of flavors to it, and it gets really tasty, which is we're gonna add a lot of flavors to this dish. Ground turkey, 1 pound of that. Then you're gonna need hoisin sauce, and this is a very common Chinese condiment. Okay, I kind of like to call it Chinese barbecue sauce. It's not. There might be a bottle that says Chinese barbecue sauce on the shelf. That's not what we want. We want hoisin sauce, okay? It's really thick and sweet smelling. It's good, but you can find this in grocery stores. Soy sauce. Low sodium option is even better than this. I didn't happen to have low sodium at my grocery store, so I had to get this kind. That happens. Then we need some minced ginger. Okay, this is ginger. That's ginger right there. Fresh ginger, not the dried stuff you put in cookies or something. Oh, why can't I open it? But grab this. This is what it looks like inside. Okay, it's already chopped up. It's really handy to have because there's a little floater in there. You don't have to chop it. Ginger's tricky to chop. So this comes already chopped up. Just keep it in your refrigerator. Cider vinegar, right here, apple cider vinegar, and water chestnuts. These are sliced. The recipe calls for diced, but I haven't been able to find diced for a while. So we're gonna open these up and drain them and chop them up a little bit. Water chestnuts are kind of, you've had them in Chinese food if you like Chinese food. They're crunchy. They don't have a lot of flavor, but they add really good texture. So, and then finally, green onions. We're gonna chop up some green onions and put them on our lettuce wraps. All right, so let's get started here. Butter lettuce. We're gonna go back to the butter lettuce and we're gonna take it out of the package and we're gonna start separating the leaves like I did right here. Perfect. And we're gonna need about 20 leaves, I think, for this recipe. I think there's plenty here on 2 heads of butter lettuce, but then we're gonna wash them. We're gonna go back to our salad spinner. I love kitchen gadgets that you don't, that you use often. I'm not a one-time kitchen gadget person. I like to make sure my gadgets are multitasking. I want to get this biggest leaves I can. So I'm going to start with the outside leaves, just like that. And we're just going to break them off. Very simple. I like this butter lettuce because it's so soft and mild tasting. I don't know a lot of lettuces that are really strong tasting, but there we go. All right, I think that's going to be good. We'll save these for another salad sometime. Okay, I'm just going to take these back to the sink, and the salad spinner is back in the sink. Okay, I still have some of that in there, but that's okay. Water out. I'm just going to rinse my leaves. If you don't have a salad spinner, you should still wash your lettuce, but you will probably need some paper towels because you want to get all of that water off as much as you can. So you just rinse it off in a colander, which is what you drain pasta in. It's a big bowl with holes in it. And then you get paper towels and you have to pat them dry. It's all fine. All right, so here's our lettuce. See, there's no more water left on it. So nice. There's all the water in the salad spinner. Love that. Okay, so we're just gonna put our lettuce leaves on a plate. And we're gonna put them in the fridge to wait for us while we make our little carrot. That's okay. While we make our turkey filling. Okay. Pop this in the fridge with our salad. Actually, just right on top. There, that's done. You don't want to be doing things like washing lettuce right at dinner time. So I like to get that stuff out of the way. All right, let's make our turkey. How are you all doing? You all fine? I'm fine. I'm hungry, so let's make turkey. You need a skillet, a large nonstick skillet like this. And we're gonna turn it to medium high. That's about 7 or 8. If your stove has numbers, everybody's stove is different. So medium high is about 7 or 8. This I know for a fact is a stove that gets very hot very quickly. So I pay attention to the heat underneath the burner for sure. While that pan is heating up, I'm going to measure a tablespoon of the vegetable oil into the pan. I have a tablespoon. What did I do with it? I used it to measure sesame seeds. Oh, it's right here. I love that. Okay, tablespoon of oil is right in there. Now I'm gonna get my turkey. We need this, let's see, this is actually 19 ounces of turkey, so it's a little more than a pound. I don't understand why they do that, but we do. If you needed to freeze some of your turkey, I'm going to show you how to do that. It's helpful sometimes to, oh, I don't think I have a plastic bag. This is a little bit off the cuff, you guys. Okay. Never mind. I will just tell you about it. If you needed to freeze some of this, sometimes people buy 5-pound packages of hamburger or something and then freeze it for later because it's cheaper that way. You could take your meat, whatever you're not using for dinner that night, and put it into a Ziploc bag, a resealable freezer bag, and then pat it into the bag so it's flat. Okay, you can freeze it that way, label it, put what is inside in there, and the date. Very important. Use a permanent marker on the bag, and then freeze it. And when you take it out, it thaws a lot faster than it would if it was in a ball or just stuffed into a plastic bag. So, handy tip that I wasn't prepared to show you. So I'm gonna cut a little bit off here because the recipe is for a pound. So this is gonna be about a pound of ground turkey breast. And I will freeze that. I'm gonna put this in our pan like that. And now, okay, I'm going to crumble the meat down a little into little pieces. Now you can leave it. That also works really well. And keep it moving so you brown it really good. You want to make sure that all of the turkey is cooked through. So no more pink. You don't want to eat undercooked turkey or chicken or pork. So you have to kind of rely on how the turkey looks. And if it's pink, it's not done. breast is pretty lean. So sometimes when you cook like hamburger or something, you get some fat that comes out of it. You're not going to see that with turkey. So if it looks like it's getting a little dry to you, it's okay. In my opinion, this is okay. But sometimes if it gets to look like it's burning or sticky, you can add a little more oil. Really, like, you have to use your senses a lot. You have to use your smelling and your eyes and your ears. So it just takes practice. Let's tell you what. Once you get a few recipes really down and confident in that, you're just going to want to keep cooking more and more, I think. It's really a good skill to have because you learn to, it's less expensive than eating out or getting takeout food. It's a heck of a lot healthier for you. You are in control of how much salt goes into things, how much sugar goes into things. And those are all, you don't have any control over that with fast food or restaurant food. So those are reasons I like for cooking. Now, this is getting very close. I'm going to pop this down just a little bit, but you can barely see any pink, right? Almost all gone. That's great. All right. Now, there's a little pink there. It will continue cooking. We're not done cooking it yet. So don't worry. I am confident that all of that pink will be gone. So now we're going to start adding these ingredients. Let me just make sure. Add the hoisin sauce. So we're going to add a half a cup of hoisin sauce. So that's the middle size cup of your set. Turn it. So this stuff's pretty thick. It looks like barbecue sauce, doesn't it? And actually, you could probably use barbecue sauce if you wanted to. It would make a different flavor. So they wouldn't be very Asian tasting. Okay. Hoisin sauce is in there. 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Now, tablespoon is the biggest spoon in your set. I get that mixed up sometimes between table and teaspoon, but you want 2 of the big spoons of soy sauce. Okay. Now you want a tablespoon of the jarred ginger. And if you don't want to buy a jarred ginger, you don't have to. You can buy the ground ginger in the spice aisle at the store and use about, maybe a teaspoon of it for this recipe. Tablespoon of vinegar. Oh, it's smelling good already. All right, now we're at our water chestnuts. So I'm going to stir this around and turn this way down. Oh, that looks good. Okay, very good. We're going to let that just kind of do its thing. Now, I'm going to get my water chestnuts. And I need to open the can up. You can find water chestnuts at the grocery store. You can find all of these special ingredients like the hoisin and the ginger and the water chestnuts and the soy sauce in the Asian section of the grocery store, as well as that ramen packet. That might actually be in the soup aisle. But no matter, you can find all of it in the grocery store. And I'm just going to use my insert to the salad spinner just to drain my water chestnuts. If you have a little sieve or a colander or something, you could use that too, but I've already got this dirty. And I'm going to bring my water chestnuts back to the cutting board, and we're going to chop them up a little bit because I want them a little bit smaller for the lettuce wraps. Don't want any big pieces because they're harder to eat that way. And I'm just going to move this off the burner a little bit so it doesn't get too overcooked. Then I'm going to take my knife to chop up these, and I'm just going to real random. Note that I keep my fingers out of the way of the blade. Okay, and again, you just go as slow as you need to. This is not a race. Okay, no one's on Top Chef or anything like that. Delightful. All right, that looks pretty good. They're a little smaller, so they're going to be easier to eat. They're not too small. So now I'm going to scoop them up. And that is it. Then we're going to cut some. Make sure green onions into circles and add them to the turkey too. Yes, okay. So now I need 4 green onions. I'm just going to take 4. Oops. That's my timer. We're doing good. All right. I am just going to take off some of this outside pieces. This one looks pretty good. This one looks a little floppy, so we're just going to take that off. And we'll take this one off too. Okay. Then we're going to cut off the beard, just like that. And we're going to cut off, and if you have to do this one at a time, some of those ends, because they're a little bit dried out. And now we're just going to cut across them. We're just going to do 2 at a time. Into circles. And if you don't like onions, you don't have to put them in. I know some people are not crazy about onions. Go. Next one. All right, we're getting closer. As soon as these 2 are done, I'm going to scoop these onions up and put them in my turkey. And then we're going to serve our wraps and salad. Okay. Very good. All right, we're going to give this a stir. That looks delicious. So this is just one of probably close to 200 recipes that are on our site. And I am getting excited about making more recipes. My sister, who has 18 P minus, she works for the company, and she does all of our database and is in charge of making sure all of our recipes are on the site and get loaded. She wants fish tacos. So we're going to make a fish taco recipe menu. Hold on while I get the salad and the lettuce wraps. I'll show you dinner. Okay. Clear off some space. We're going to add a little bit of sugar to this just to make up for the fact that I forgot it last time or before we put it in the fridge. So we're just going to add just a little sugar. Stir that in. So there is a really nutritious and interesting lunch or dinner idea for you. If you are entertaining people, oh my goodness, they're going to be so impressed with your skills. Tell you what. Some of the salad. on your plate. Then maybe a couple of the lettuce leaves. And we'll just scoop a little of the turkey into the lettuce. Let's see right there. And you eat it like a taco. How easy is that? You guys, you just made dinner and it was very easy. This costs about $5 per person. It serves 4 people. That's a pretty good deal, I think. And it tastes really good. So thank you for coming to this session. And I hope that you will consider yourself very able to make delicious food for yourself. You can do it. I applaud you for trying. If you have any questions, you can email me directly at susan@lookcookandeat.com. I would love to hear from you. If you have any questions about the site or need extra help with it at all, please let me know. I am really glad I got to see you again. Thank you for being here. I hope you've all been safe and healthy. Have a great conference and learn a lot, and keep doing what you're doing for yourself. You guys are all awesome. Bye.